The NBA. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Naz Reid.
And he's been on a roll during these last few months. Getting better in terms of scoring the ball and proving to be a key part of this team as we move farther along in the season.
And now Dallas' starting group. Najee Marshall is out there with Anthony Davis. Then it's Klay Thompson. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Lively in at the center position. And for the Timberwolves, Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. And Graham, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
And so it's Dallas with it. The Timberwolves getting their last shot to go. Davis, the pass to Lively. Edwards pulls it in. And so it's Edwards who brings up the ball for Minnesota. It's a 5-point game. Here's Gobert. Book it. And it's Randle with the assist.
Outstanding job converting in close. Gobert understands how to execute around the rim.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
I caught up with Coach Chris Finch. I asked Coach how they plan to defend Kyrie Irving. He laughed and said, "That's top secret, but seriously, Irving's got those moves, the counter moves, the incredible finishing around the rim. And sometimes you just hope Kyrie has an off night." We'll see how locked in Kyrie is tonight, guys.
As always, Allie, we thank you. Here's Marshall following the score by Minnesota. Outside Irving. Will it go? And it's good on the layup.
Yeah, when we talk about guards, Kyrie is one of the best at scoring inside.
DiVincenzo, pass to Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Hey, when in doubt, run the defender off the screen.
And you know, with a result like that, we'll see them run it again.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
For Minnesota, they've gone 5 of 5 in this quarter. Solid. Fires the 3, and the three-pointer goes. Edwards has got 8 points.
Man, that was fast. They're already up by double digits.
Yeah, incredible play on both ends of the floor. There may be too big of a gap.
And it's Irving missing.
You can tell he's forcing things a bit at the moment. He's been trying to get it going, but this hasn't been his quarter.
The whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That's his first foul. Stand two of the greatest words in all of sports, opening day.
Absolutely, Brian. Everybody's undefeated, everybody's optimistic, and everybody is eager to get going, whether you're playing or the guy on the sidelines drawing up plays.
A huge part of Kyrie's game. He's so good at capitalizing from outside. Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. Irving, a screen on Edwards. Outside for Irving. The 3. Oh, rejected by McDaniels.
McDaniels is such a disruptive defender. Inside, outside, he's a pest everywhere.
The offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Yeah, and until the defense makes an adjustment, there's no reason to go away from what they're doing. Yeah, those shots from him are certainly not helping their case.
And Stan, while Edwards has pushed back, it has to stop others from comparing him to his airness, Michael Jordan.
And that talk is more about how his game reminds one of MJ and less about greatness. Edwards' career is just getting started.
And stolen by Irving. Looking to end this cold spell. There's Davis with the 3. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Nice work from AD. He finds his comfort zone behind the three-point line.
Here's Edwards. 10 points for him. Pass to DiVincenzo. And he lobs it up. And Gobert with the stuff.
Well, I like when Gobert's teammates use his length on offense. Textbook alley-oop there.
Mavericks trail by 12. Davis with a screen on McDaniels. Fires in the triple. Irving's got 8.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Last game for him, he picked up 13.
We all know he's a good shooter, but from that distance, I don't think so.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's jacking him up from way out there these days. You want guys to stay within themselves.
Minnesota with the ball after the basket by Dallas. And Edwards slams it in.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Lively. And a slam dunk by Lively.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
Outside, DiVincenzo. What if it goes? Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. Anthony Edwards has been on display for the And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And when you consider how Minnesota is doing, guys, your thoughts?
Well, so far, they've got things rolling along nicely at the offensive end.
Yeah, they've looked sharp early on with their offense, getting good chances and converting what they've taken.
And is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the T-Wolves. And so Jason Kidd calls for the timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. And here's a look now at who shot the ball the best during last season's campaign. Daniel Gafford on top. Second is Rudy Gobert.
These guys are as close as you get to a sure thing on the offensive end. All season long, they were shooting with pinpoint accuracy.
3 on the clock. Here's Irving. And Gobert with a block.
Well, just outstanding positioning and timing by Gobert. He tries to block as many shots as he can.
The Timberwolves lead by 7. Outside, DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo with a screen on Thompson. Edwards.
Wow! Yeah, Edwards has some big bounce in his step.
Irving against McDaniels. And Dante DiVincenzo is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Here's Irving. He's got 10. Inside, Davis. And Davis slams it home.
Yeah, this is how powerful Davis is. Awesome at capitalizing with the dunk.
Despite entering his 30s, Anthony Davis is not slowing down, Grant.
Yeah, B.A. And last year, AD put up the best rebounding numbers of his career. And his shooting percentage also very high. And just watching him, Davis is still an all-NBA caliber player, capable of taking over on both ends.
Now here's Edwards. 14 points for him. 4 on the clock. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. Off the mark there with a 3.
Started out strong from three-point land. Hit 2 in the first quarter, but he's gone dry since.
And Davis slams it home.
We highlight Thompson's scoring often, but right there, just a great read to get it to the open teammate.
Nice shot by DiVincenzo.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
Yeah, you gotta love that kind of effort. Getting in there and fighting through the defense.
Now here's Irving. Pass to Davis. 11 feet out. Another shot. Thompson scanning the floor. Randle with a steal. Here's Edwards. Oh, he packs it down.
That incredible. Well, it might not be fair, but most nights we expect Edwards to put up big scoring numbers. That's what you ask of your star.
Now here's Irving. He's got 10. Count it. Good. Irving's got 12 points in the game.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Edwards, a pass to Randall. Edwards, a screen on Davis. Back to Edwards. And it's blocked by Davis.
That's what happens when you challenge Davis. He can be so disruptive as a defender.
Clock is at 3, and here's Edwards outside. Offensive board. Here's Gobert, and it's Gobert in the comfort zone.
The defense getting out-hustled on the putback. Can't let that happen.
And I can tell you from experience, these are the types of things that drive coaches crazy.
Yeah, the long arms, it's difficult to protect your shot from Gobert's reach.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Well, the Timberwolves are one of the biggest teams in the association, and Coach Chris Finch said, quote, "That's how we're built. It's part of our identity. That's what we have to lean into. We want to be big at the rim and force our size on opponents." Brian, he loves to see other teams hesitant to venture into the paint.
Hearing footsteps, right? Allie, thanks. Now here's DiVincenzo. Launches a 3. Thompson pulls it in. Outside Davis. Pass to Irving. 52 seconds left to play in the first half. And stolen by Gobert. Stolen by Thompson. On the wing, Davis. Defended by Gobert. And they recover it. Outside Davis. No good on the triple. The Timberwolves lead by 9. And so ball out of bounds. Thompson touched it last.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
Oh, Edwards, money on the triple.
He's had it going offensively, helping them build this lead.
And that one's good. Irving's got 14 points for the game.
And they had early success from the perimeter, but I don't understand how they've gotten away from that here in the second.
Outside for Randall. Plenty of space. And off the left side of the rim, it swirls in for him. And the Timberwolves lead by 12.
Why do lefty shots look so pretty? Like that one from Randall, man. I wish I shot at lefty.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Edwards for 3, and so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves, ending the quarter up 10. Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more physical team. Time for a quick break, then back to the action.
They're moving well on offense, great teamwork. Maybe not as strong as our teamwork, but whose is?
How about your old Lakers team? Now let's take a moment and that'll do it for us.
And if you're just joining in, one half is in the books, one half to go. And you know, Anthony Edwards has been really making it happen, guys.
He's been excellent at cutting through the defense and giving them fits around the basket.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
And on the floor for Jason Kidd as we get into the second half. Washington and Gafford, the combo inside. Spencer Dinwiddie is out there with Dante Exum. And it's Martin in at the small forward position. That one's no good. Well, Grant, with players getting bigger and more athletic, do you support moving the restricted area out?
Yeah, B.A., I would. We've seen a lot of injuries when defenders slide underneath elevated players on the drive. So cutting down that risk makes a lot of sense. You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Dumps it hard with one hand. Wow, he makes it look easy.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easy.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
Yeah, the combo guard Dinwiddie, so good at figuring out when one of his guys is open.
Reed sets a screen. Lets the three fly. Buries it from three. Alexander Walker's got 5 points now this quarter.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside. Well, he can play the four because he gets off the ground so well.
Here's Reed after the basket by Dallas. And the officials will call the illegal screen here. And now let's glance at the league's most aggressive defensive teams from last year. The Timberwolves, number 1.
And their gritty mentality when it came to defense was really infectious. They were the best last year at holding opposing teams to low-scoring totals.
And here's Dinwiddie from the arc. Miller pulls it in. Minnesota leading by 12. Left side, Alexander Walker. Oh, it's blocked by Washington. And it's out of bounds to Minnesota. Here's Shannon, and there's the slam. Come to finish it off.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. And let's see what the Minnesota Timberwolves have coming up. On Monday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Indiana, going up against the Pacers. Then on Friday, they'll be playing against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns.
And for their matchup with Detroit, that will be their 4th outing in this young season. Coach will want to have his team starting to build a rhythm by then.
Here's Dinwiddie, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Cruising past the defense, Dinwiddie showing the burst.
Reed, a screen on Dinwiddie. Pass to Reed. Outside, Alexander Walker. 5 to shoot. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Dallas. At the conclusion of this one, they're off to Brooklyn where they'll face the Nets. That'll be just the second road game of 5 in a row. Dinwiddie gets the bucket.
The exceptional quickness Dinwiddie brings to his plays. He lets that shot off out of nowhere. And that puts them just 1 foul from the bonus.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Oh, they get a hand on it. And now the T-Wolves on the break.
This is intelligent basketball. Forcing a turnover and then immediately starting the fast break.
And Nickeil Alexander-Walker has built a role around defense and activity, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, he's started to understand that not everyone can be that superstar scorer, and he's carved out a role around hustle, but still capable of knocking down shots within the flow of the offense.
Sinks it from distance. And it's a 12-point Minnesota lead.
Their long-range shooting since halftime has been as strong as you could hope for.
1:21 left in the third quarter here. Dinwiddie outside. Six on the shot clock. It doesn't go for him. Nice D from Alexander Walker. The Timberwolves lead by 12. There's 53 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Dinwiddie against Reed. A slam dunk by Reed.
That's what Reed brings to the table. He's got an impressive combination of strength and mobility.
Pass to Gafford. Up again. It's good on the putback.
It's interesting. They definitely had more three-point attempts in the first half. Not sure why they went away from it.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. It's Exum on the wing. Washington right side. Three-pointer, no good. The Timberwolves have gotten 7 of their 9 shots to fall. Quality shooting in the second half. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here.
Substitution.
Edwards against Thompson. It's stolen by Lively. Here's Davis. Oh, and the buzzer beater is good!
And credit him for understanding the situation.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves, ending the quarter up 10. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Yeah, that's high-level playmaking. He makes it look easy, but it's not.
Fourth quarter action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Here's Davis. And Anthony Davis getting downhill in transition.
And look at the power behind Davis's drive, getting him through the defender and to his shot.
Edwards, the pass to Gobert. Randle, a screen on Thompson. And here's Edwards outside. Here's Randle. Again gets it to go. He can't miss. 5 for 5.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone now. Lively with a screen on McDaniels. Here's Irving. Ooh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. Stan, every franchise has their guy. What kind of things do you want your franchise player to exhibit?
Well, Brian, here's what people have to understand. The culture of your team is determined by your best player. If you want a hardworking, unselfish, competitive team, that best player, that franchise guy, has to embody those things.
And he was dominant in their last outing, and the same thing here tonight. He is in a terrific groove right now.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
And their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Tipped away. Outside for Randle. Outside. DiVincenzo. Shot clock at 6. Tries again. Edwards, no good. Mavericks trail by 14. Over to the wing. Davis with a screen on Edwards. Again, the miss by Dallas.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
DiVincenzo with it. Now Thompson defending. And it's McDaniels off the drive. Pass to Gobert. Outside McDaniels. 11 feet out. Another miss by Minnesota. Dallas has gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth. And a foul called on the way. And they stop the action here. They're using their coach's challenge.
2 shots. Lively.
So many close calls in every game. The NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the ref take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Minnesota. And Dallas also making a switch. Washington's checked in for Marshall. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Chris Finch said to the team. He said, keep it going, guys. Ride this wave of momentum. We're playing great right now, but we can't let up. Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks once again.
You know, a reliable veteran like Julius Randle is so valuable. He provides a foundation for everyone else to play off of because they know he'll be there to score and help out. He makes it easier for other players to succeed around him.
Edwards, the pass to Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
Wow, Julius Randle. We could feel the floor shaking on that one.
Irving looking around. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Outside Edwards. Back to Randall. From downtown. Knocks it down from distance. Randall's got 10 points in just the second half.
And the distance between the point totals for these teams tells the whole story. Just a fantastic effort, and you have to give it up for the Timberwolves.
All their efforts on the boards ended up paying off.
And just two tough rebounding teams, but they gave the extra effort and were rewarded for it.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And they end up winning the season series. Always feels good to have that upper hand over an opponent.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Anthony Edwards.
Well, offensively, they needed him to be aggressive, and he delivered. What a game.
This has to feel good. They gave their fans a show and secured the W.
Yep, the crowd gets to go home feeling good about the win tonight. Their team looked impressive.
And just incredibly crafty on the offensive end. Irving keeps his defender uneasy all game long.
And so he hits both. There's 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
That's an inspired ball club. They fought hard, and during the most important moments, they made big plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Lively with a screen on Edwards. Thompson, that's good.
Thompson, three-pointer.
And Minnesota with possession here. Here's Edwards. So we see the Timberwolves taking the W here. A clean win. And all right, Allie, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy.
broadcast of the... Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last several months for Naz Reid.
And it's really been a nice trend for him over these last several months. He's been steadily improving in terms of his scoring output. That extra production making him more valuable the further we get along in this season.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. The post pair for him. It's Green and Looney. Butler out there with Curry. And it's Kuminga in at the 3. And for Minnesota, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Gobert is out there with Randall. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. Shots good by Butler.
Well, let someone initiate and create for Jimmy. That's catch and shoot opportunity. That's a sweet spot.
Here's Edwards. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
Edwards against Curry. Softly drops in the floater. And this season's still very young. Greg, what are you looking forward to this year?
Well, Kevin, I'm always interested in the rookies, seeing which guys step up. The leap to the NBA can be a huge one, so you never know what will happen with some of these young players.
The Timberwolves shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
Now here's Curry. Driving inside. Good on the shot.
How about the quickness on the drive from Curry? The moment he finds his opening, that guy is off to the races.
With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
I had a chance to catch up with Chris Finch. We talked about the daunting task of facing Steph Curry. Coach said Curry makes your entire 5 guard him. Steph might be the best conditioned player in the league. He is constantly moving. It makes him so difficult to track. So, of course, it's not just Curry's shooting that presents problems. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here's Curry. Anthony Edwards making his last shot.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
Curry can't get it to go. DB, ever since winning the most improved player back in 2021, Randall has stayed scoring at an incredible clip.
Yeah, Kevin, what makes this guy such a difficult matchup is his size and the ability to drive it. And now what you've seen is this evolution into a legit threat from three-point territory. He is such a difficult cover.
Here's McDaniels. That's in, coming off an assist from Randall.
Oh, Mr. McDaniels with the response. How competitive is this guy?
And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. There's the screen. Curry passes to Looney. Now Curry. 7 points in the game. 6 to shoot. Kuminga against Randall. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot before second violation. Timberwolves trail by 3. DiVincenzo finds Edwards. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Last game for the Warriors, it was a loss to Atlanta. Green with a screen for Curry. Driving the lane. Latrey. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. For Minnesota, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Gobert with a screen on Curry. And here's Edwards from the arc. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Butler from outside. Buries the long-range jumper. Butler's got 6 points.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
Randall with a screen for Edwards. Fires for 3. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
That is a stone-cold 3 by the Ant-Man.
And so Curry will bring it up for Golden State. It's a 3-point game. You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But, boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future.
Here's DiVincenzo. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
The Timberwolves have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
DiVincenzo, 2 shots.
Good on the second free throw. Here's Curry. He has 7. From deep three-point land. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. 10 points for him.
The supreme confidence from Steph Curry to attempt that shot, let alone make it. Impossible to measure this guy's range.
Leaps for it. Randall against Green. Has to Gobert. It's stolen by Green. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul.
That's a second foul already, and that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively.
Stephen Curry, guys, is going to be remembered as the greatest shooter in the history of the sport, but we should not sleep on the amount of winning this guy has done as well.
Teardrop shot. Gets in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Well, the advantage they have right now is largely based on his play. What an outstanding night.
It's Edwards on the wing. Has to Gobert. Back to Edwards. Gobert with a screen on Butler. And here's Edwards from the arc. It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Warriors. He put together. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Warriors.
And they've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
Another big component of their early game tonight has been points off turnovers. Great job converting on those chances.
Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Randall out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. Edwards with confidence.
Well, the work that Anthony Edwards is putting in as a shooter is there. That range shot so important. Nice three-point look right there.
Curry kicks to Green. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. But it's no good. And those advanced numbers, Doris, they show Rudy Gobert is historically great.
Kevin, I love that you are an analytics lover, but for me, it's about the eye test. Rudy Gobert has won the Defensive Player of the Year on more than one occasion. He's played on winning teams, and he's been an integral part of their success. He is one of the all-time great defenders we've seen.
Now here's Edwards. He's got 10 to Gobert. Out to Edwards. Takes the 3. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
And he drew that call by establishing his base early and then doing a great job with the box out.
Well, just good fundamental basketball. You go hunt a body, make sure you box out. Good job.
Curry on the wing. McDaniels defending. Green with a screen for Curry. A floater. Knocks it loose. Timberwolves trail by 6. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But, David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. Here's Butler after the basket by Minnesota. Curry, a screen on Edwards. Here's Butler. Butler hammering it home.
You can't give Jimmy Butler that kind of space. He will get above the rim and let you hear about it.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Up top, Edwards, defended by Butler. Edwards can't hit. Warriors leading by 6. Curry with a wide open look. Good, and Butler gets the assist. Curry's got 16. Rule adjustments, Doris, regarding the rip-through move. Do you think those have been effective?
Kevin, I certainly think we've taken a step in the right direction. We have got to give the defense more of a chance at this point, and the idea that you don't get shots on the rip-through is important.
And here is McDaniel. After the three-pointer from Stephen Curry. Just 3 to shoot. Gobert can't hit. Warriors have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Looney, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest 5s in the NBA.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Golden State's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. The shot by Looney, no good. Timberwolves trail by 9. DiVincenzo passes to Randall. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Curry deciding where to go with it. A 3-ball. Minnesota with the rebound. Gobert down low. Kuminga on him. Good. Now just a 5-point Warrior lead.
You love the touch from Rudy Gobert. He's put a ton of work into his offensive game.
Curry against McDaniel. The shot by Curry, no good. Look at Minnesota. They took the win in their last game against New Orleans. Edwards, no good.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Here's Butler. Pass to Green. Curry against DiVincenzo. Green with a screen for Curry. Back to Green for 3. Rebound Minnesota. Gobert's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And finished off by Edwards.
Oh, and he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. And a close game so far through the... I thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
At the defensive end, I'm not seeing disruption. I don't mean just force the turnovers. I mean taking the offense out of the rhythm.
And a look now, and that's all for us.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
So with Curry sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Moody is out there with Trace Jackson-Davis. Then there's Buddy Hield. Then there's Gary Payton II. And it's Podziemski in at the point. Here's Podziemski. There's a screen for the 3. Reed with the rebound. The Timberwolves trail. For the lead. Miller outside. Drops in the layup for 2. Miller's got the lead up to 1 now for the Timberwolves.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Podziemski with it. No scoring in this one. Inside. Lets it go from deep. It's the 3-point bomb. And the Warriors lead by 2.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
Shots good by Alexander Walker.
Wow, what a start to this half. 3 for 3, dictating the pace on the offensive end. They're rolling early.
Here's Podziemski. Minnesota with the rebound.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Here's Alexander Walker. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
I'll tell you, he'll take that all day, every day. I'm sure he was shocked to find himself that wide open.
There's the pick. Three-pointer, Heel. Reed with the rebound.
Well, trying to find themselves in the second half here. Just 1 for 4 from the field. Can someone in the group get hot? Let's see.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
And when you look at Alexander Walker, Doris, so consistent from year to year.
This is a young man who knows his role, finds ways to help the team within the context of what the Stars are doing. And those are exactly the kind of role players you need in order to have a quality basketball team.
Now here's Hield. Scoreless thus far. To the wing right side. Here's Jackson Davis. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Timberwolves lead by 7. The Timberwolves shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight.
First team foul.
That free throw good from Miller. Here's Alexander Walker. He's got 9. And he gets the bucket. Alexander Walker's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
I'll tell you, this guy is proving to be a problem for the defense. In this quarter, he has been special.
Three-pointer, Heel. Einat pulls it in.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. These days in the NBA, no lead is safe. Timberwolves coach Chris Finch said there was a time where you weren't taking 20 triples in a game. It's all down to that. Momentum, too. These guys got into the league being offensive-minded. They get hot. It's a sight, and it's really hard to stop. Kevin?
Chris Finch is right. It's impossible to stop. Thank you, D.A. So it's the Warriors now, after the basket by Minnesota. Here's Podziemski. There's the steal. And now Minnesota on the fast break. The shot's good from Alexander Walker. Alexander Walker's got 15 points in just the second half. They set the pick. Shot to stop the run. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Front past the arc. No good on the shot. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. Now let's listen in to head coach Steve Kerr.
We've got to get the first domino to fall, and then it's...
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Edwards on the wing. He is joined by McDaniels. Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1 spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. And it's good, 2 points.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
And the basket by Curry.
Curry is in his bag. This guy has such a versatile offensive arsenal.
McDaniels, Warriors with the rebound. Looney's got 4 rebounds in this game. DiVincenzo against Curry. Wow! Curry, automatic from deep.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
Edwards against Butler. Down low. DiVincenzo can't hit it.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
They kick it out to Green. Outside Curry. 5 to shoot. 8 needs to get off a shot. From outside, off the mark.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Edwards, good.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Butler feeling out a bit. Outside Curry. They set the pick. Shoots the 3, and it's good. That bucket takes him to 9 for 14.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Edwards with the screen. Driving in.
I'll bet even they didn't think the pick would work that well.
No. And they get the major league dunk out of it, too.
My question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
And that one, good. Curry's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Well, this quarter has been all about this guy. He is trying to close the gap in the score.
McDaniels against Kuminga. And finished off by McDaniel.
Well, making it look very easy. Right at the rim, McDaniels at the finish.
Here's Curry. Curry always finds a way. This time inside.
Well, he's been shooting it so well because he's been so active, moving and working to get high percentage shots.
The quick look, no good that time.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
And Edwards launches it from deep. Warriors with the rebound. Outside Curry. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Anthony Edwards with the rebound.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Curry against Edwards. Outside Curry. Kuminga sends a screen for Curry. Releases. Wide open shot is on the money. Curry's got 15 points here in the second half.
There is nothing Steph Curry can't do on the floor. He is a Hall of Famer, and right now the defense has got to find a way to get him off balance.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Timberwolves.
And the big difference here was accuracy from three-point range.
And once they started sinking shots, it really stretched out the D and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Anthony Edwards.
Boy, forget about his stats for a second, right? What impressed me most was his stamina. It seemed like he was involved in every play. And with that kind of activity, I don't know how you don't wear down.
32 seconds left in the game. Edwards finds DiVincenzo.
Saw the opportunity to put this away, and you can see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
DiVincenzo against Butler. Puts the move on. And DiVincenzo with the lay-in. And the Timberwolves lead by 18.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
Yeah, you hate to give up a foul on a three-point attempt.
First personal foul, first two.
A free throw drops for Gobert.
At the line for your Timberwolves.
And he sinks the second.
Taking 3 shots.
And he can't make it. 3 for 3. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. Thanks so much, David. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David...
The floor.
Hello from... Okay, here's what the schedule for the Dallas Mavericks looks like. Monday, they kick off a road trip in Brooklyn, where they'll take on the Nets. And then on Tuesday, they'll be matching up against Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks.
And you know, for that matchup with the Bulls, that's one to mark on the schedule. It's their 5th game of the year, and we should start to see lineups get sorted out.
Let's take a look at our starters for the Golden State Warriors. Down low, it's Draymond and Looney. Stephen Curry is out there with Butler, and it's Kuminga in at small forward. And for Dallas, Anthony Davis is out there with Washington. Then there's Derek Lively. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Thompson in at the 2. It's that time of the year, everyone. Opening night for these two teams in this new NBA season.
And we've been waiting all summer, BA, to kick this thing off. So much excitement, so much hope, so much possibility. I'm sure both of these teams are going to come out with a lot of jitters and nervous energy, but we're going to settle in. We're going to see the highest level of play right in front of us. It's time for the NBA to get it started. Jimmy B doing his work there, challenging in the lane.
Here's Irving. Looney grabs a miss.
There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
Outside Curry. There's the 3. Offensive rebound. Looney, a screen on Irving. Back to Looney. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Lively. The shot by Looney, no good.
And it seemed like they lost track of time. The shot clock, in that case, got the better of them.
Butler with a steal. And there's the foul. It'll go on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Looney, the screen. Curry passes to Looney. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Curry.
Now that's some bonus points there, as Looney's teammates love it when he shoots off the pass like that.
Stephen Curry is still playing, but the debates have already started about where he ranks among the all-time greats, Brent.
LBA, it's a matter of opinion, but if your opinion is that he shouldn't be up there, shame on you. At 6'2", this guy is pound for pound, maybe the best player that's ever suited up in this league.
Now here's Curry. Floats one. Rebound collected by Anthony Davis. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Well, Jason Kidd had a few moments to share with me. I asked him outright how he planned to deal with Steph Curry. How does anyone deal with him, Coach joked. He went on to say, we'll try to contest every shot and chase him off the arc, with emphasis on try. Not easy to solve a problem with no good solution, I guess, BA.
Thank you for that, Allie. So it's the Warriors now, after the basket by Dallas. Pass to Looney. Clock at 6. It's stolen by Lively. It's a one-on-one situation. Here's Thompson. Here's Davis. Oh, he missed it. Making him 1 for 2 now. And so it's Curry with it. He brings it up for the Warriors. They trail by 1. Outside, Green. Drops in the 3.
Well, he doesn't shoot it all that well, but when he does knock it down, it's demoralizing for a defense.
And Washington with the basket on the assist by Irving.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
These calls can be so difficult for officials to make.
Here's Butler. He had 25 points in his last game. Kuminga with a screen on Washington. Butler. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
And Butler just taking that motion right through contact.
Davis drives in and finished off by Davis.
And slammed that thing through.
A nasty two-hander. Kuminga with a screen on Washington. Here's Butler. And it's Butler with the jam.
Gotta love the effort there. An undersized 4 who can really make things happen with that leaping ability.
And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
They have no answer defensively inside.
One thing this Golden State team does very well is control the offensive glass, Brent.
Well, there's been a lot of talk analytically, BA, about how advantageous it is to come in and swoop through to grab offensive rebounds. Golden State has bought into that philosophy. They also have guys who take a lot of long shots, so that's long rebounds with a better chance of gaining an extra possession. So some smart analytical play here from Golden State in the past couple seasons.
Here's Irving. After the Warriors picking up a basket just a moment ago. High post Davis. Kuminga's on him. 5 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. It's stolen by Green, and they're on the break. Here's Curry. Gets it to drop. Now 2 of 4.
Those floaters, boy, they really demoralize the defense. Here's the thing. Steph knows it.
Davis with a screen on Curry. And Irving gets it to go. Irving's got 11 points.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
These teams have really gone back and forth.
Yeah, 5 lead changes already. This one's going to be a battle for sure.
Kyrie Irving has been on display for Dallas. 11. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Dallas.
Well, great play down low. I mean, you expect the defense to adjust, collapse maybe, but that should open up things on the perimeter later in the game.
Well, whether the defense is inviting these shots or not, they've been great in the mid-range. And so producing from there, that bodes well.
So on the floor for Golden State to kick off the second quarter. Down low, it's Draymond and Looney. Jimmy Butler out there with Stephen Curry. And it's Kuminga in at the small forward position. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Pass to Looney. 6 to shoot. Looney, a screen on Irving. Kuminga. Lively grabs a miss. The Mavericks leading. Washington outside. On the wing, Irving. He's got 11. Again, the miss by Dallas.
Started out strong from three-point land. Hit 2 in the first quarter, but he's gone dry since.
Outside for Butler. Jimmy buckets with the tray.
They keep capturing the lead, then giving it back. We'll see if they can hold on to it this time.
You can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
And I'll tell you what, if you're going to mix it up with Davis, you better be on your game. He's so powerful inside.
Butler taking his time here. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
Yeah, the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
Well, Brent, there are only a handful of players in the league with the big game experience of Butler.
Yeah, and those big games, BA, are where he's had some of his best moments. It's been on several different teams as well, so the bigger the game gets, the bigger Jimmy Butler appears to show up. We all know how devastating Kyrie can be scoring the basketball, but very encouraging to see how he's trying to set up his teammates as a playmaker right here.
Now here's Kuminga. Looney, a screen on Irving. To the middle. Oh, look at Looney at the rim.
Man, Looney is so long, gets up there and crushes it.
Irving against Curry. Outside for Davis. Shoots over Curry. It's rebounded by Golden State. Last time they met was in the Bay Area.
And in the last meeting, they were the better defensive team. They were the disruptors, causing turnovers all over the place.
It was definitely that defense that carried them to that huge win that night. You have to figure they'll be primed to wreak even more havoc here in this one.
Now here's Thompson. 20 points for him last game against Detroit. Irving for 3. They grabbed their own miss.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
There's a minute 59 left in the first half of this one. No good. Ooh, good work defensively by Butler.
Yeah, one player sometimes can drag down your offense, and he seems to be an anchor here in this quarter.
And you can't leave the basket unprotected. Bad things will happen to you.
Yeah, that was just way too easy.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
You can get away with one once in a while, but it looked like he wasn't completely set on that pick.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, Coach Steve Kerr said of Jonathan Kuminga, we were trying really for a long time to get him to attack, get the ball in the paint and dunk it, because he's unstoppable there. You just don't know when something's going to click, but it has clicked, and it's beautiful to see.
He has certainly found his lane, Allie. Thank you. Here's Kuminga. Lively grabs a miss. Mavericks trail by 5. The three from Thompson. Here's Davis. Nice touch by Davis inside.
And Davis just eating up the boards on the inside and went right back up with it.
Thompson against Curry. Looney, the screen. Lets it go from 11. That one a little long. Dallas has gone 0 for 4 from beyond the arc here in the second quarter. And Davis gets it to go. There's 37 seconds left in the second. Curry passes to Looney. And Looney with the slam.
Oh, very clever from Curry. They're attracting the defense and then just giving it away.
Outside for Irving. And it's Stephen Curry with the rebound.
But his shooting this quarter has to be a huge concern, especially when they're behind like this. Can he find the rhythm?
Outside for Butler. Thompson with a steal. And here comes the break. The three from Washington. And good. Coming on the assist by Irving. Irving's got 5 assists tonight.
Many times you don't like that shot selection, but sometimes when you're just feeling it in transition, no one's on you, great shot there.
It's a tie game in Dallas. All right, Allie's ready to go. She's courtside. Hey, okay, Allie, appreciate it. And folks, we'll be back after halftime to begin the third quarter.
You know what? They push the action, but also play within themselves. Show great execution.
And you know, that usually leads. And moving along, thanks as always.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. It has been one outstanding game from Jimmy Butler.
When he got good position and they got the ball to him, he was automatic.
Yeah, we'll see if the double teams start to come here in the second half to make them adjust offensively. But he's going to keep going at it.
Spencer Dinwiddie is out there with Dante Exum. Then there's Najee Marshall. Then it's Daniel Gafford. And it's Prosper in at the 4. That's Jason Kidd's 5 as we get into the second half. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Jackson Davis a screen. Right side heel. Goes back up. Snatched away. It's Dinwiddie on the wing. From the arc. The putback. That shot, no good. Warriors trail by 4. Down low. Here's Jackson Davis. Oh, and he brings it down. With a two-handed jam.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man. And he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
Here's Dinwiddie. Pass to Prosper. And the basket's good. Off the assist from Dinwiddie. Prosper's got his second basket of the night. Looking at lineups around the league, Grant, seems like they're becoming more positionless than ever before.
Yeah, you're spot on, B.A. To the point where some people feel all-star voting shouldn't be by position anymore. It should be by merit.
Outside Moody. This one for three. Oh, Moody deadly from there.
A great job by Peyton, just seeing the floor and then making the play for someone else.
And the basket by Prosper. Prosper's got his third basket on the night right there.
They've now had assists on each of their last 3 buckets.
Hield for three. And the Warriors with another three.
Yeah, watching Hield shoot is quite astonishing. He does a great job of establishing his feet as a foundation for his three-point shot.
Exum's shot is off. He got it. No doubt that's a foul. And it's going to be a transition take foul. And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. And the free throw is good. Now leading by 1. Edwards, he's checked in for Prosper.
Number 20, Kessler Edwards.
The Warriors have gone 3 of 5 from the field in this third quarter. Here's Hield into the lane. Up and in on the layup. Hield's got 6.
Well, Hield showing some of that stop and start and stop again game, changing directions, impossible to guard.
Here's Exum. Uses the glass on the layup.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
The Warriors have gone 4 of 6 from the floor in this third quarter. Here's the pick. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. With a break here, let's see which teams racked up the assists during last year's campaign. The 4th spot held by the Warriors.
We take a quick look at their assist totals from last season, and it's really impressive. A direct product of the disciplined, unselfish culture that this franchise represents.
Dinwiddie gets the bucket.
Gotta love guards that can finish inside. Is Dinwiddie on that list? Absolutely.
Ball stolen. And up the court they come. The Mavericks on the break. And Edwards slams it in.
Gotta give him credit for jumping on the ball and making the most at the other end.
Boy, inexcusable at this point of the game. They got to be more composed in these moments.
How about the sequence in its entirety? Momentum swing, and you love the effort here.
Hield fires from way outside. The long distance 3 is buried. Hield's got 9 points now in the second half. For 3, Jackson Davis grabs a miss. Golden State has gone 6 of 8 from the three-point line in this matchup. And that one is stuffed right through.
Well, that's good teammate stuff right there. Looking for your guys. Buddy Hield has a strong feel for when to give it up.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Brian, the Warriors play a unique style predicated on passing and cutting off the ball. Stephen Curry said the main goal is to just force the defense to make as many decisions as you can. So with all that ball movement and body movement, they're going to mess up at some point. Brian?
Well, it helps having a weapon like Stephen Curry. Thanks, Allie. Dallas is going 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Here's Edwards. Dinwiddie outside. Exum outside. Dinwiddie with a screen on Hield. Here's Exum. Knocks down the long J. And now a 3-point Dallas lead.
That right there, that's the kind of look this system is designed to create.
Here's Hield. He takes it in. They set the screen. Moody from outside. Gafford grabs the miss. It's Exum on the wing. Guarded by Hield. Pass to Gafford. Here's Marshall. Back to Gafford. No good on the buzzer beater. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game. All right, let's listen in. Head coach Jason.
Defensively, keep talking.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. On the court for Golden State to start the fourth. Down low, it's Draymond and Looney. Stephen Curry is out there with Jimmy Butler. And it's Kuminga in at the 3.
And attacking and playing with intensity, Jimmy Butler, a ferocious competitor.
Here's Irving. Kuminga pulls it in. The Warriors trailing. Outside Butler. Down low. Butler drops it in.
He's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
Up top, Thompson. Basket is good. Nice setup from Irving. Irving's got 6 assists in the game.
Play not forcing anything, just waiting for his time and collecting points in the flow of the offense.
Kuminga with a screen on Washington. Here's Butler. Oh, a dunk and a foul! A powerhouse move. He's got a chance for one more at the line. That's on Derek Lively. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Their hot shooting from long distance has been the key. Spacing the floor and rising up with that confidence.
And I feel like another part of tonight's game has been the hustle points, getting up and down, getting second chances, getting transition opportunities. They've been fantastic in that area.
Kuminga against Irving. Looney passes to Curry. Just 4 to shoot. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Whoop, there's the shot clock violation. So they'll turn it over.
Yikes, that one stings there. Hurts so much more to turn the ball over, especially with how tight the game is.
Here's Lively. And a slam dunk by Lively.
Oh, what great action we've seen tonight. Hard to imagine a more entertaining game.
No, this is about as high octane a game as you're going to find.
Kuminga with a screen on Washington. Here's Butler. Pass to Green. Outside Kuminga. Butler, a screen on Irving. And here's Kuminga for 3. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Thompson outside. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jonathan Kuminga. That's his first foul of the game. So it's the Mavericks now. It's a 3-point game. Irving for 3.
Not his best night from the field, but looking for other ways and finding them so he can chip in.
Outside Butler. Pass to Kuminga. Back to Butler. Kuminga with a screen on Davis. Butler to the ball. And Lively picks him up defensively. And it's Jimmy Butler with the foul. That's his first foul.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
Irving for 3. Counted from distance. Irving's got 6 points in the quarter.
Now that pull-up shot right there, that ain't easy. And Kyrie, he made it look easy.
And here's Butler outside. And the Warriors miss again. And Dallas with possession. It's been 8 unanswered for them. Here's Irving. Got a hand on it.
Such great instincts and athletic ability. Kuminga getting there to stop shots.
Curry looking it over. The 3-ball. Curry splashes it in.
What worked from Steph Curry gets open and makes it look easy. Wow.
Irving against Curry. And it's Jimmy Butler with the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
That was a good call. The defense wasn't established.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've played about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter here.
Awesome job by AD to get the ball in a favorable spot. That's most anywhere, but comes up big with that basket.
Pass to Looney. It's stolen by Washington. And up the court they come. The Mavericks on the break. And a slam dunk by Lively.
And that was just moving the ball quickly. And he's rewarded at the end with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
The Mavericks lead by 7. Irving, the pass to Lively. Out to Thompson. Outside Irving. On the take. Kuminga pulls it in. The Warriors have gone 4 of 7 from the field in the fourth quarter. Outside for Green. Green with a screen on Irving. And here's Kuminga for three. Davis with a rebound.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. And that one's good.
Nice job by Klay Thompson just taking a step back. Team needed a play. He made it.
Here's Looney. And rejected. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lively.
Substitution for the Warriors. Number 32.
19 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Good on the bucket.
Stephen Curry.
And it's the Mavericks ball. Washington drives in. And Washington powers it through.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game. But once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
Here's the lob. Curry with the block. And so it's Dallas. Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill.
And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Naz Reid.
And he's been on the upswing offensively these past few months. And you know how much they love getting all those extra points out of him. He's been carrying a much bigger load lately, and I think he'll just continue to get better.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Gobert is out there with Randall, and it's DiVincenzo in at the point. And for Dallas, Davis is out there with Derek Lively. Then there's Washington, and there's Klay Thompson, and it's Irving at the point. Irving kicks to Davis. Davis with a screen on it. The shot by Thompson, no good. Minnesota with the ball. Last time they met was in Dallas, where they beat the Mavericks.
And they had to scrape and claw to get the win the last time these two teams went head-to-head. It came down to a few key free throws at the end.
Yeah, when a game gets snug or tight, that's where KG teams often execute and get easy offense. Either they get to the line or they get something inside, and if they do get to the line, they make them count.
Here is Edwards, following the score by Dallas. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
3 points.
Here on opening day, and what a great day it is. Frank, what are these players feeling as they tip off this new season?
It is always exciting to start a new season. Players are just filled with hope and optimism, especially after putting in all that off-season work.
Edwards against Thompson. To the inside. Can't cash in from close range. The Timberwolves have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Plenty of daylight on that shot.
And this is how you want to start the ball game. 4 for 4 from the field. Seems like they're right on point and can't miss.
From deep Washington. And he's good on the 3-ball. Washington's got 5 now.
Washington will match your threes because he's got game from outside.
Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Here's DiVincenzo. Back to McDaniel. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Oh, you look at these role players, the Mavs have Clark. They've done a great job.
They really have, Kevin. I mean, the front office identified who the players were that could best play with their core stars. Needed defenders and guys that could catch and shoot the 3. They went out and loaded up the roster with those perfectly fitting role players.
And Davis gets it to go.
Smart move from the big man to get rid of it there. The defense was closing. Davis let it go.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to talk with Coach Jason Kidd. The first thing Coach brought up, Rudy Gobert, the multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year. Worried about Rudy's length, of course, saying it causes total havoc around the rim. So the counter is lots of threes and avoiding Gobert in the lane. The French center still with a massive effect on the game plan. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Minnesota with the ball. The Mavericks making the shot. Out to Edwards. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. Shot clock at 5. Connects from 3-point range. He's got 8.
Edwards loves those long-range bombs. He's a confident shooter.
Davis with a screen on McDaniel. Here's Irving. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him. Watch out now. Look out below. Edwards rising to the raft.
And Davis throws it down.
Ooh, put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time.
Not when he can throw it down like that. Boom!
Now, here's DiVincenzo. Pass to Gobert. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
From deep Washington. A shot, no good.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And the wide-open shot from DiVincenzo drills the three-pointer. DiVincenzo's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Timberwolves. Here's Lively. Outside for Davis. Moving against McDaniel. Shooting foul, and it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal.
First personal foul. First team foul. At the line for two.
These are some of the more difficult calls to make. Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor,
Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Timberwolves. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Minnesota. Edwards with the dunk of the night.
Edwards is rolling right now. If I'm his teammates, he's getting the rock every time.
Here's Gafford. Outside for Davis. Screen by Gafford. Davis, the pass to Gafford. Nails the baby hook. Gafford's got his first 2 points of the night.
Boy, really excellent passer for his position. Davis, more than capable of dropping dimes.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Gafford kicks to Washington. That one's not going to go. Randall with some nice D. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Randall is screen on Thompson. Edwards passes to Randall. Back to Edwards. Randall with a screen for Edwards. And there's the call on Klay Thompson.
First personal foul.
That's his first foul.
First team foul.
And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. Klay Thompson grabs the miss.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Outside, Davis. And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That's his first foul. So, Greg, you played the point. In create a player, if you had to pick a different position to play, which would it be?
Ooh, good question, Kevin. Probably small forward, wing. I'd like to be a fearsome finisher who can soar and dunk over everybody.
No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Hits it from three-point range. Edwards got 17.
It's first triple of the second quarter, third of the game.
Davis with a screen on Edwards. Will it go? Outside for Davis. They get a hand on it. Just 5 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. They get the rebound. Goes up with it again. And another shot. And finished off by Davis.
Yes, sir. AD threw it down easily.
But we were just talking, P.J. Washington has improved his defense, hasn't he?
He really has been intentional about getting better at that end of the floor. And, you know, he always had a good foundation for potentially being an outstanding defender, but then he put the work in. You know, he does a great job with his positioning. He's got excellent positional size, and because of all of that in his work, he's a versatile defender now.
Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
And we are seeing tonight why Edwards was selected first overall. Anthony has a special ability to score.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Rudy Gobert has tied for the most Defensive Player of the Year awards all time, but he's challenging himself to do more offensively. He said it's all about just being okay with missing or making mistakes, freeing my mind and doing the things that I work on to get out of the shell that I was being put in. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David Aldridge, we thank you for that report. To the paint. And now Minnesota on the fast break. And he gets it to go. Randall's got his second basket of the night.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And Thompson kicks to Exum. Back to Thompson. Davis against Randall. Can they get it? And it's Davis laying it in. Davis has got 9.
He's automatic at the rim with that size and wingspan.
Edwards against Thompson. Over to the wing. Here's Gobert. Another shot, and the layup is up and in. He's got 6.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
A different look for Dallas. Prosper's checked in. Christie subbed in for Klay Thompson. And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Crafty move. Christie.
Terrific work by Edwards there. The positioning, the timing on the contest, that's textbook D, folks.
Here's Randall. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And that's now 7 points for Julius Randle.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. The Timberwolves on top, running away with this one. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Fans, please direct your attention to the center court. And get ready.
Over at Little Caesars Arena, the Pistons will face off against the Spurs. Start time, 7 o'clock Eastern. And let's move on to that first half. Talk about a rough start for the Mavericks.
They know they don't have to keep shooting 3.
And that about wraps it.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
And, you know, that's not a job they ask him to do very often, but in the first half, I thought he was in perfect sync with his teammates.
So with Davis sitting on the bench, here's the 5 for Jason Kidd right now. Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Christie. Then there's Daniel Gafford. Then it's Exum, and it's Prosper in at the 4 slot. Reed with a screen on Dinwiddie. Alexander Walker passes to Reed. Shot clock at 6. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Gafford with the steal. Only one man back on D. Fires from deep. And Gafford throws it down.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And you know, those second chance opportunities can be gained.
And here we go, Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
The play will be reviewed under NBA rules.
closer to tell what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Mavericks trail by 21. And you know, Clark, you look at the switch the Mavericks hit last year. This is a team that has certainly bought in.
It's pretty clear, Kevin. They believe in their coach, and they know they can make it to the finals now. They look to empower one another. They play as more than the sum of their parts, that's for sure. A well-oiled, cohesive group.
The shot's good from Christie. Christie's got his third basket of the night right there.
In perfect timing, this run is exactly what they needed, and it's right when they needed it. They couldn't afford to wait any longer.
Yeah, it's still a big hill to climb. I mean, it was essential that they at least made some kind of dent in that lead before we got to the fourth quarter.
Here's Alexander Walker. Pass to Minot. And he drives in. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Here's the teardrop. Here's Christie. 7 points in the game. That's tipped. Fast break, Minnesota. Here's Miller. And it's Miller with the jam.
Love the pass from Reed that time. These guys love playing with it.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Dinwiddie drives in. He gets it in there.
And all of a sudden, things finally coming together for them. The deficit's still large, but now not insurmountable.
That kind of deficit, I think they're going about it the right way. They got to get aggressive on defense. They need stops. And then you got to take care of the basketball at the other end so you get a good shot every trip.
And now the Timberwolves on the break. Reed in the post. Gafford's there. Here's Alexander Walker. And it's off from three-point range. And the Mavericks with possession. They're on a 13-4 run right now. Pass to Exum. The three. Christie can't make it. Timberwolves leading by 17. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Here's Alexander Walker. Rebounded by Gafford. Gafford's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Christie. He has 7. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
And, you know, it's one thing to get the offensive rebound, but then how about the loud bucket he's able to convert?
He was in perfect position under the hoop break. You're right, once he gets his hands on the miss.
That's exactly why it's important to work hard on the offensive glass, fellas, for chances just like that.
Off target from outside.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Good awareness that time to put the shot right back up before the defense could react.
Puts up a 3. Good on the three-point shot. Alexander Walker's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Not sure what the defense was thinking. I mean, you can't leave this guy open from deep.
And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. A new lineup here for the Timberwolves. Timberwolves leading by 18. Outside Edwards. Gobert down low. No good with the layup.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a... While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a two guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
Kyrie Irving.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. Irving kicks to Davis. Look, obviously, this is a results league for head coaches. And we're always going to see lots of changes at that position.
I think you're exactly right. I don't necessarily agree with it all the time. I would like to see owners and general managers and decision makers be a little more patient, give coaches a little more runway. But we know it's a results-oriented league, and oftentimes the reality is that it's easier to change one coach than it is perhaps to change a handful of players on a roster that's not performing.
And the foul called on P.J. Washington. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second team foul.
McDaniels, a screen on Thompson. Here's Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. With the floater. Yep, it counts.
Nice looking teardrop by the swingman McDaniels. Love watching his offense continue to evolve and grow.
Davis finds Irving. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. Irving's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Here's McDaniels. And finished off by McDaniels.
McDaniels going upstairs with an athletic move.
Irving for 3. Minnesota with the rebound. McDaniels got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to DiVincenzo. And here's Edwards. Mark, some people have claimed there is too much talent now in this NBA and not enough teams.
Interesting point. I don't know if I fully agree with it. Clearly, talent has always been the driver in the league. I think because the league is generally younger, that the talent is not as refined, so therefore you have a little disjointedness with teams. But the blend of talent into teamwork is still what the best teams do at a high level.
And there it is for him.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
And that one's good, Irving.
Knifing through the defense like warm butter on a biscuit. Irving knows how to get to the rim.
Here's Edwards. And finished off by Edwards.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim.
Boy, the guys on the bench loving every minute of that one.
On the wing, Davis. He's defended by Randle. Davis with the bucket.
His ability to dominate games is what makes Anthony Davis a top-tier player.
Here's Edwards. Here he goes. Here's Gobert. Pass to DiVincenzo. And so the ball out of bounds. Gobert touched it last.
I'm not sure whose fault that was, guys, but they need to get on the same page here.
Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter.
Boy, an excellent passer for a big man. P.J. Washington's floor awareness, impressive.
Mavericks trail by 20. On the wing, Irving. Defended by DiVincenzo. Davis. The kick out to Irving. Trains it from beyond the arc. Irving's got 12 points now in the quarter.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Timberwolves.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another
to take the right shots.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And not only are they on their way to winning this game, this also gives them a win in the season series.
Yeah, I don't think we can overstate how significant that was for them today. I mean, beating a conference opponent 3 out of 4 times, that's no easy feat.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Anthony Edwards.
An unbelievable scoring performance. He absolutely took over and never let up.
And they'll get another chance. Irving passes to Davis. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
Well, it's fun watching Irving share the ball. I mean, when he concentrates on running the offense, this team is really dangerous.
Edwards kicks to McDaniels. This one for 3. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Greg, nothing short of some once-in-a-lifetime plays are going to save them now.
Yeah, the door is just about to close on this one. But hey, never say never.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Back to Irving. Just 5 on the clock. DiVincenzo knocks it away.
Timberwolves ball.
For 3, Edwards. It's off. So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. And in the thank you, David. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This
look now at Minnesota's upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll be facing Bradley Beal and the Phoenix Suns. And on Sunday, it'll be the Detroit Pistons coming to town.
And for that game against the Nuggets, that's one to watch for. The fourth contest of this brand new NBA season. I'm really interested in how those teams match up this early in the season.
So the opening lineup for the Timberwolves and is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. Oh, got that bucket in no time at all. And Grant, having a lengthy bench, so important in the NBA.
It really is. I mean, there's always the risk of guys getting hurt throughout the season. So the teams know the value of having a very deep rotation. And they make the most of their bench, which is smart.
Now here's Curry. Just 5 to shoot. Puts up a deep 3. They get it again. On the wing, Curry. Back to Kuminga. Shoots over DiVincenzo. Kuminga's shot is off. Here's Minnesota. Pass to Gobert. To the inside. Basket counts.
Yeah, and Gobert's teammates encourage him to seek out his offense, especially when he's this deep.
Here's Curry. The shot's good.
Guys, it's ridiculous. He's just an absolute surgeon when he has the ball. This man is surgical. There is no way to slow him down when he wants to score.
Gets a hand on it, and it's Stephen Curry with the rebound. The Warriors have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. And here's Butler outside. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Here in the first quarter, with about 2 minutes gone by, Richard, it comes as no surprise that Golden State is routinely at the top of the league for made threes.
That's how this team has been constructed.
Okay, knockout!
Man!
Wow! Oh my, Edwards looking to demoralize the defense a little with that one.
Here's Curry. Softly drops in the floater.
Making the floater look this smooth is not as easy as it looked. It's a challenging shot.
And here's Edwards outside. Drills it from deep. Edwards got 8.
Yeah, he's off to an impressive start. Always nice to get 3 of your first 4 to drop.
Curry with it. He's picked up by Edwards. DiVincenzo against Butler. From deep three-point land. Sinks it. What range from downtown.
Jimmy Butler taking it upon himself to get those 3 points back.
Pass to Edwards. Gobert with a screen on Butler. From about 19. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. He's got 10.
He's going off this quarter. A huge reason why this team is on top.
And here's Butler outside. Randle pulls down the board. The Timberwolves have gotten 5 of 7 shots to fall. And that's a foul called on Stephen Curry.
Personal foul.
That's his first foul of the game. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played.
Look, just give Curry credit. When he hustles on defense, it makes a difference.
Green with a screen on Edwards. Outside for Green. Curry surveys. The 3. Oh, his shooting remains on point. 3 for 4 thus far. Here's Edwards. 10 points for him. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Steve Kerr. I asked him how Rudy Gobert alters their usual game plan. Coach acknowledged that he's a factor and said Rudy definitely demands more from us offensively. We have to be careful where we put our shooters with him waiting for swats. Coach thinks intelligent offense is what it takes to beat Gobert. Back to you.
Allie, thank you. Marked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. The Timberwolves trail. Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. In transition, here come the Warriors. Pass to Curry. Outside for Green. Fires for three. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Curry.
Must have been too good to pass up because Green is kind of picky from the arc.
Shot is good by Edwards.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Kuminga with it. He's picked up by Edwards. Butler passes to Kuminga. And Kuminga throws it down.
Flushing it on a much taller defender. That is just filthy.
Pass to Curry. They set the pick. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. It's McDaniels on the wing. Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. The war. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Warriors.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And another thing, they found the open man. Really playing unselfish basketball, moving the ball around there on the perimeter.
On the court for the Timberwolves, second quarter underway. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at point guard.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Well, Richard, with the relocations and the floor he covers, Curry is still an anomaly with his conditioning.
Oh, he's got an off-season program that would make other NBA stars tap out, including myself. His conditioning is amongst the best of all time. It wears on you as a defender.
And the basket by Curry.
A wizard dribbling the ball. Steph is great at getting to the rack.
McDaniels passes to Edwards. Beyond the arc. The 3. Unable to get that one. The Warriors lead by 3. Curry with it. DiVincenzo picks him up. Oh, Curry with the hustle.
He has been a key factor for them offensively, scoring with consistency.
Randle on the screen. Edwards against Butler. Shot is good by Edwards. Edwards got 15 points.
Oh, so smooth inside. Edwards found the opening and exploited it.
Pass to post from behind the arc. Good, and Butler gets the assist.
Impressive offensive versatility for a big. He can show you a variety of looks.
McDaniels passes to Randle. DiVincenzo on the wing. He's covered by Curry. For 3, Randle. The Warriors pull it in. They've got the Heat ahead of them in their next game in Miami. That kicks off a 5-game road trip for the club.
Got to reward the big man Green for running the floor. Excellent execution.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Edwards looking for an opening. And then jammed it down as he goes right over Jimmy Butler.
And the offensive firepower Edwards is capable of is special. I mean, we are seeing it on full display right now.
Pass to post. Releases. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
Yeah, it's a great look for him. One they'll try and manufacture again. Those are the shots you want him to take.
DiVincenzo finds Edwards. Back to DiVincenzo. An easy 2 on the layup. And now just a 4-point Warrior lead. NBA scoring has been climbing over the past decades, Graham. Is the league too offensive at the moment, you think?
Well, we know that people like scoring, the fans, players, everyone. But the league needs to make sure there aren't hamstringing defenders too much. So I think allowing some more physicality incentivizes the defender to defend. And now we have competition on both sides of the ball.
And Edwards puts up a deep 3. The rebound by Post.
In the first quarter, he was raining down 3. That's not the case here in the second.
Here's Butler over Edwards. And Butler inside.
How talented is Butler? I mean, just so adept at carving out some space inside and converting.
Outside Edwards. Gobert with a screen on Butler. Edwards, the pass to McDaniels. Picked by Gobert. Shot clock at 5. Here's Edwards. And then flying high.
Oh, another highlight reel play from Anthony Edwards. Oh, this guy is fun.
And Jaden McDaniels picks up the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
That's his second foul here pretty early in this one. He's got to be careful for the rest of this half.
Curry against McDaniels. Now here's Butler. He's got 5. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to post. Takes the 3. Randall pulls down the board. End of quarter management here. They can go 2 for 1. Get up, Anthony Edwards.
The tenacity from Edwards. I mean, I love when he attacks the basket like that.
Curry against McDaniels. Here's Post. Fires the 3. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Curry. Curry's got his 3rd assist of the night.
That scoreless first quarter, that might have woke him up, and he's turned it on here in the second.
Okay. 6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Here's DiVincenzo. He had 9 points in his last time out. And the shot goes down. DiVincenzo's got 4 points in the quarter.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
Outside Curry. Here's the teardrop. Curry at the rim.
Yeah, he was able to sneak it to the rim. Not enough room to get just like an easy layup.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. The Warriors on top. They're up by 5. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Over at Little Caesars Arena, the Pistons will face off against the Spurs. It's going to tip off at 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, looking back now at that first half, a bit of a hill to climb for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
They're letting...
Thanks as always.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And you know, Anthony Edwards has been really making it happen, guys.
Slicing up the defense, living in the lane. Terrific first half for him.
And when you rip through the D like he did in that first half, you gotta stay aggressive. Keep getting to the rim.
Moody is out there with Trace Jackson-Davis. Then there's Gary Payton II. Then it's Buddy Hield. And it's Pajemski in at the 1. And that's the group for Steve Kerr as we begin the second half. Timberwolves trail by 5. Pass to Minot to the paint. Here's Reed. A slam dunk by Reed.
And although he's undersized at his position, his vertical, yeah, that'll clean up a few mistakes.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, the Timberwolves, no doubt, a team to be reckoned with. Coach Chris Finch said, we come in every single night and compete. No matter what the circumstances are, we expect to win. We root for each other, so I feel like we have all the makings of a tough team.
And they have reason to be confident, Allie. Thank you. Here's Hield. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Minot. Pass to Alexander Walker. For the tie. Knocks it down from distance. And that makes it a tie ball game.
You give a shooter of his caliber that much time to seam it up, oh yeah, you're done.
From deep three-point land. Kept alive. Jackson Davis. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And Their offensive rebounding is such a strength for them when he's on the floor.
Yeah, he really helps them extend possessions, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can feel Coach smiling on the sidelines with every offensive board.
I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
First free throw is good.
2 shots.
Both good from the line that time. The Warriors have gotten only 1 of 4 shots to fall in this second half. To the middle. Outside Moody. Pass to Heel. Back to Moody. Ooh, poked away. Fast break. Here we go. Alexander Walker with the bucket. Alexander Walker's got 7 points here in the quarter.
That may be not the highest percentage of looks right there, but look, you can't argue with results. And that is an absolute heartbreaker of a turnover. In a close game like this, that might be enough to impact how it ends.
Alexander Walker. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And now it's a 4-point Minnesota lead.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Off his leg. And the ref's whistling a kick ball. Outside Pajemski. Lets the 3 fly.
Since the break, they've really locked it down defensively, looking much more solid now.
And he gets it back. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And at last, they get one to fall.
How about the level of activity this team just brings to the glass? Just refusing to give up on plays, and his teammates, trust me, they appreciate the effort.
Left side Moody from downtown. Oh, Moody deadly from there.
When he gets a quality look like this at the perimeter, he can almost be automatic.
And how about Brandon Pajemski, Richard? When he's given the minutes, he can stuff the stat sheet.
Yeah, even when it comes to his rebounding, BA, that's the result of great heart, great hustle, and great timing. His teammates feed off his energy.
Here in the second half, these teams still neck and neck.
I really like how each team is matching the other's intensity.
Payton with it. He's picked up by Miller. And Payton, here we go. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Well, great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
Alexander Walker, the pass to Reed. Yep, that one's good. And the Timberwolves lead by 1.
Such confidence as a passer. He hits guys in stride and makes it look easy.
And the ball out of play. Timberwolves will have it. And it's the 2K leaderboard. Team leaders in blocks last season. 5th best, Minnesota.
That tells you the kind of strong defense they played last season. It wasn't easy to bring the ball inside against them at all.
And there's the drive, and that one drops. Now it's a 3-point Minnesota lead.
Yeah, showing a little versatility with their offensive attack. In the first half, it was about the 3-ball. In the second half, they've emphasized interior scoring. The battle of the boards has been something to watch.
Pass to Reed. Gets stolen by Heel. There's 31 seconds left in the third. No one near him. And the Warriors miss again. Minnesota leading by 3. They've been taking care of business.
Especially at the offensive end, where they've been totally in sync.
The shot by Alexander Walker, no good.
That's the shot you hope for. Right at the rim, just couldn't capitalize.
Outside Moody. Here's the 3. He can't hit that time. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game thus far. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
You have to love his unselfishness and ability to make those around him better.
He does do a great job steering the ship for them out there and keeping the offense clicking.
3 tense quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the fourth. So for Minnesota right now, Amp is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. Butler against DiVincenzo. Now here's Butler. He's guarded closely. Here's Green. Just 5 on the clock. Post. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
Here's Curry. Oh, got a piece of it. Butler surveying the floor. Down low. Here's Green. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. Minnesota in the lead. And Edwards puts up a deep 3. Edwards from way deep.
And in the second half here, they're shooting a terrific percentage from 3.
Outside Curry. And looks like an illegal pick was set. That gets the ref's attention.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Look, guys get away with this all the time, but on this occasion, he got caught.
Pass to Gobert. Outside, DiVincenzo. Up top, Edwards. Gets some space and buries the jumper. And now a 6-point Timberwolves lead.
And a slick play called by Edwards, creating space for himself to operate.
Oh, Curry, making it look effortless.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
And his team needs every bit of his production if they want to pull this one out. It is neck and neck here in the final period.
Outside for Green. From deep. McDaniels with the rebound.
And he might have thrown himself off when he saw how much space he had from 3.
Edwards for 3. The triple hit for Edwards.
He's been dominant all game long. Nobody on the floor can stop him. And look, let's just say he knows it.
They set a pick. And here's Curry for 3. Oh, that's his 8th make of the game. He's only missed 4 so far.
I think we knew who was firing off the shot here. Curry is just too consistent not to be trusted with it.
Edwards, no good. Warriors trail by 5. Outside Butler.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Soft touch off the glass.
This is Jimmy Buckets at his best. Rising to a challenge and delivering for his team.
Here's Edwards coming inside. And Edwards slams it in.
Wow. Edwards almost makes it look effortless. Like the whole team wasn't holding their breath right there.
There's a screen. And here's Curry for 3. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Edwards, here we go. Edwards muscles it inside. Wow.
You got to bring more muscle if you want to stop Edwards from scoring. He's gifted at converting through contact.
And here's Curry for 3. Oh, he pipes it. 9 for 14 and showing no let up.
And Steph relishes taking key shots. It's what he's out there to do.
Butler against Edwards. Oh, the finish inside by Edwards.
This man has entered the zone. Great shooting performance from him all game long.
Right side Curry. Takes it inside. That shot off the mark. McDaniels with some nice D. It's Edwards with a drive. And Edwards slams it in.
Oh, great power driving to the bucket. Edwards gets it to fall. A fearless finisher.
Curry from deep 3-point land. Great look, but off the mark.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
Even though he is capable of hitting that shot, I'd like to see him work for a better look in that situation.
This is what winning is all about, playing your best when it matters most.
And let me tell you, as a team, you love to hit your stride right at the crucial moments. They put this game away in style.
Pass to Gobert. Edwards fires from way outside. Warriors with the rebound. And you never want to say never, but in this case...
Yeah, at this point, I don't even know if divine intervention could turn this around.
So we see the Timberwolves taking the W here. It ends up being a fairly easy road. Allie, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForte.
case. And a moment now to check out who the Warriors have coming up on their schedule. On Tuesday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Miami Heat. And then on Friday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the New Orleans Pelicans.
And that game against Memphis, that's a contest that I'll keep an eye on. That'll be the 5th time they take to the floor, and they want to get off to a quick start.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Washington out there with Davis. Then it's Derek Lively. Then it's Thompson. And it's Irving at point guard. For the Warriors, Draymond Green is out there with Jonathan Kuminga. Then it's Butler. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Post in at the 5. How important, Greg, is it to a team's confidence to start the season strong?
Kevin, I think it means more if you're a young team. If your roster is filled with veterans, you're looking at the bigger picture.
Here's Green. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And to me, Draymond Green really embodies the idea of a high IQ player. He can read the opposition, predict where a play is going, and those instincts aren't something that can be easily taught to anyone.
I don't think you can help but admire what Draymond Green brings to the floor on a night-by-night basis. This guy plays with a giant chip, and he wants his teammates to come with him.
Curry against Thompson. Fires the 3. Drops in the tray.
Well, the greatest shooter in the history of the game. Curry, so good from deep.
Thompson finds Davis. Butler with the ball. Picked up by Davis. And Kuminga gets it to go on the assist by Butler.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Lively. And finished off by Lively.
This is why you let Lively go to work inside. Such an exceptional athlete.
Kuminga sets a screen for Butler. Drives to the hoop. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
Taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. Yep, that one goes in there.
And just a good job of getting a high percentage look. Davis knows how to put himself in position to attack.
And that one's good by Butler. Butler's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
Davis setting the pick for Irving. Outside, Davis. Takes it inside. Good, and the assist goes to Irving.
And you don't see bigs with a handle like Davis's. How do you stop that?
Curry with it. Picked up by Davis. Here's Post. Misses the 3. Mavericks trail by 3. And stolen by Butler. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thank you very much. Anthony Davis broke his defense down for me. He said, I can block shots, switch on to anybody, guard the pick and roll, I can guard the post, I can guard the pin down. So that's my ability. My ability defensively is to do everything. Kevin?
And he does everything. David, thank you so much. Tipped away. Irving with the steal. Here's Washington. Finished off the break.
Well, the pass to set up that bucket was terrific. Fired it right up the court. Didn't allow the defense to react in time. Nice.
And the shot goes in. Curry's got 5 now.
Well, we know Steph Curry has a ton of fun on the court because he can score from virtually anywhere. But that floater is a must-have tool in the toolbox.
Irving from long range. They get it again. Lively finds Washington. And it's all evened up. Washington's got his 2nd basket of the game.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter steal, but not who you want to leave open.
2nd team foul.
51 seconds left to play in the 1st quarter. Pass to Post. Here's the 3. Buries it from 3-point range.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Here's Thompson. Warriors with the rebound. Last time these two teams came together was also in this building. They were able to win it for the home fans.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
I think they took tremendous satisfaction from that performance and ended up winning going away. So is it something they'll look to repeat tonight?
The drive by Thompson. Pass to Washington. Irving kicks to Davis. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 3 assists in the game.
So far, both teams scorching the Nets. You've got to love it.
Well, you love it when you can get off to a fast start offensively. You hate it, though, when your opponent...
And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. The Warriors on top, leading by just 2. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
And they've set the tone from the jump. They're looking to pound it inside and score in the paint.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
On the court for Dallas here in the second. They've got Klay Thompson. Anthony Davis is out there with Derek Lively. Then there's Washington. And it's Irving in at the point. Washington with the screen on Curry. Here's Irving. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. They get Stephen Curry. You know, a trend that's been unmistakable, Greg, over the last few decades has been the number of positionless players.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing, right? So many players now with diversity in their skill set, and there's no need to...
How about the talent, the creativity? Butler with the highlight reel attack.
Irving for 3. Here's Lively. Takes a 3. That one's in there. The Warrior lead is cut down to 1 in the bucket from Irving.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Butler kicks to Kuminga. Back to Butler. They kick it out to Green. Good, and Butler gets the assist. Butler's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
There is something special about the competitive spirit of Draymond Green. You make a 3, I'm coming right back with one of my own.
Puts one up. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Well, instead of forcing it all the way to the cup, he just goes with that little teardrop.
Daniel Gafford's checked in for the Mavericks.
And just a much better job of attacking and getting to the line here in the second quarter. Didn't have a single attempt in the first.
Boy, you see the great timing of Daniel Gafford on the defensive end.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Well, Daniel Gafford has carved out, Doris, a role in this league with his hustle, his intensity, and his rim protection.
All of those things you just mentioned, Kevin, are skills. He plays hard on both ends. Gafford can defend the paint. He's going to crash the glass. He's going to run the floor. Listen, figure out how you can fit and do your job. Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
Irving dishes to Thompson. Butler with the steal. Curry on the drive. The teardrop falls in. Curry's got 9 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Irving is screen on Butler. Thompson passes to Irving. The 3. Draymond Green grabs the miss. Looking at Dallas, they took that win in their last game against the Nets. Here's Butler. Anthony Davis grabs the miss. And it's Davis with the ball for the Mavericks. They trail by 3. Gafford misses.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
Kuminga with a wide open look. A rebound by Washington.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
I think expect them to go back to it because that's the kind of shot this offense is designed to generate.
To the hoop, Butler. And the wide open shot from Green. And the Warriors miss again. Mavericks trail by 3. Here's Thompson out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
So a moment now to see the story on Kyrie Irving. He's coming off an excellent season, putting up about 25 points per, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. And what a luxury for them to have someone like him who can absolutely fill it up coming off the bench.
I love it. He knows they're looking for him to bring immediate offense, and he very rarely disappoints.
Dante Exum, he's checked in for Thompson. Butler with the ball. He's picked up by Irving. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
Well, this is one of the best two-way players in the game. Jimmy Butler getting it done offensively.
Washington sets the pick for Irving. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Irving's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
Outside Curry. Good, and Butler gets the assist. Curry's got the lead up to 6 now for the Warriors.
You cannot give Curry an inch. This guy is relentless when he's behind the arc.
Davis with a screen on Kuminga. Davis inside, defended by Kuminga. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Greg, as you were saying, beyond the blocks, what makes Anthony Davis special on defense is the way he navigates the floor.
Kevin, most bigs can get picked on in pick-and-roll action. Davis, though, too quick and smart to take advantage of. He can slip screens, hedge, switch, and recover like he's a 3-and-D wing.
And the shot goes down.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
So for Dallas, their last game, a win against the Nets in Brooklyn. Outside for Davis. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. Here's Exum. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Gafford.
Basketball.
Here's Curry. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Outside Butler. Kuminga sets a screen for Butler. Butler making it happen inside.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Jimmy Butler has been on display for the Golden State Warriors. That quarter had to take a lot out of. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
Well, they're playing bully ball inside, so much so that, Shaq, I'm going to let you take it.
Oh, yeah. 1-2.
And now let's take... And that is our...
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
So with Curry sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. We've got Trace Jackson-Davis. Moody is out there with Peyton. Then there's Brandon Pajemski. And it's Hield in a shooting guard. They set the screen. Here's Dinwiddie, banked in off the glass.
Well, Spencer Dinwiddie can make an impact in the painted area. He's got size at the position.
Here's Pajemski to the left wing. Here's Jackson Davis. A three-pointer, no good.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Marshall passes to Gafford. Shot's good. Marshall making the play.
Boy, there was some contact there, but Gafford able to use his size to finish.
Hield outside. Pass to Jackson Davis. They kick out to Heel. Back to Jackson Davis. 6 on the shot clock. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Mavericks trail by 8. Here's Edwards. Up and in on the way.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Poked away. Pass break, Dallas. Here's Christie, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Probably the most important thing is they regroup. They worked out some of their frustrations, and now they're starting to have some fun.
Edwards against Hield. 5 to shoot. Trying to find Jackson Davis and gets it to him.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
To the middle. Here's Christie. Over to the left wing. Here's Gafford. And Gafford throws it down.
Emphatic finishes are becoming routine for Mr. Gafford.
On the wing, Heel. Defended by Christie. Now, here's Moody. Guarded closer. Pocket 6. There's a good screen. And it's blocked by Gafford. Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. Number 5, the Warriors.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
Christie can't make it. Knocked away. Back to Dinwiddie.
Remaining in the third.
An absolute bomb from three-point range. Now just a 1-point Warrior lead. Hield outside. Here he goes. Here's Moody. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Moody's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. There's a minute 34 left in the third quarter. Here's the screen. Dinwiddie attacking. In the corner, it's Gafford. Shoots over Jackson Davis. Gafford misses.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish that. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
Hield with a screen on Christie. They kick out to Hield. Jackson Davis in the corner. Golden State moving the ball around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Payton finds Jackson Davis. And here we go. The fast break with Dinwiddie. Here's Edwards. It's deflected. There's 45 seconds left to play here in the third. To the paint. Here's Moody. Payton against Edwards. Payton looking around. Over Edwards. Here's Jackson Davis. Moody with it. Launches it. It's rebounded by Dallas. Gafford's got his 5th rebound in this one. To the inside. That ball. Great assist by Marshall. Gafford's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, this is the kind of pass that gets everyone excited. It's also how you build great team chemistry.
Here's Podziemski. And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game. Neither team giving ground. Warriors. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
Three tenths quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. On the court for the Mavericks, they've got P.J. Washington. Kyrie Irving is out there. Klay Thompson. Then it's Derek Lively. And Davis in at the power forward.
Oh, you can see the swagger and the body language. Jimmy Butler is cooking, and he's letting the defense know it.
Here's Irving. Count that one. Irving's got the game tied up here for the Mavs.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Stolen by Washington to take the lead. And the layup good by Irving. Irving's got the lead up to 2 now for the Mavs. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Dallas?
All game long, they've had active hands and really out in the passing lanes. And that aggression on defense has resulted in a ton of steals.
And they've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Kuminga sets a screen for Butler. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got 5 rebounds tonight. Down low. Here's Lively. And finished off by Lively.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
I'll tell you, we have seen great execution from both teams. Neither one giving an inch here.
Here's Post. Lively defending. Butler sets a screen for Kuminga. Shot clock at 5. Looking to end the... Oh, what a dunk!
Look out below!
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he... the space.
Derek Lively at such a young age, such a good screener, and then gets to open space and finishes. Everything you want from a young big.
Here's Butler. And another basket to his impressive total. It's his 9th against 12 attempts.
How about these big shots for him in the fourth? He has been locked and loaded offensively.
Here's Irving. Outside for Davis. Lively a screen on Green. Back to Irving. From outside the arc. And on Green with the rebound. Warriors trail by 4.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Outside Butler. We've got 1:55 left here in the fourth quarter. Up and in. That's his 10th make in the contest. He has only taken 13 shots.
You can see it from the moment he caught the basketball. Jimmy Butler delivers again.
And then Washington with the dunk.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Curry kicks to Kuminga. Outside Butler. Stolen by Thompson. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. And then Washington with the dunk.
Klay Thompson understanding how to read the floor and make the right choice. Yes, he can score it, but good vision there.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Kuminga sends a screen for Butler. Over in the corner, Kuminga. Good on the triple.
And that was the right call. But when you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
Irving dishes to Davis.
Go get it, big fella. A basket they needed desperately, and Davis delivers in the clutch.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
First free throw is good, and that shrinks the margin to just 4.
Jimmy.
He's perfect from the line this time.
He is absolutely the guy you want at the line in that situation. It just shows you how much he loves these moments.
Thompson, a screen on Curry. Irving kicks to Thompson. Back to Irving. Fires from deep. Green with the rebound. What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable.
Outside for Curry. And he commits the intentional foul.
Lively. First personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for 2.
It's the first, and that brings them within 2. And he makes both free throws. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And here are the Mavericks now. I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
Irving. Money!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Here's Curry. Good! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Boy, the bucket's been 5 feet wide for him. He's dropping everything in.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
And an intentional foul right there.
Stephen Curry. Fourth personal foul.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2.
Line for the Mavs.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
Boy, it doesn't get much bigger than that. A perfect trip to the line to give them the critical 3-point cushion. What poise.
And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. And talking about the approach now, what are they looking at?
And they need a 3 to tie. But look, they've got enough time here to find a good look. They can run a play off the inbounds, make sure they get it in the hands of their best shooter.
And Jason Kidd is called timeout. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. Here's Lively. A 3-pointer. Good. What a shot. That was close. And the officials are headed to the scores table to review it. Let's see what happens here. It'll be on to overtime if the original ruling of no basket is confirmed. And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. And we've got... These teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters, and now we head to overtime. Should be a blast. Here we go. We've got Green. Jimmy Butler is out there with Stephen Curry. Then there's Jonathan Kuminga. And it's Post in at the 5, roaming the penalty.
And defensively got...
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
At the line for 1.
Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Butler on the way. He's covered by Thompson. Pass to Post. The kick outside to Butler. Shot clock at 3. Carries it down low. Butler's got it all tied up now for the Warriors.
This guy making his presence felt. Jimmy Butler, the ultimate competitor.
No good from Irving. And here's Kuminga. He'll bring it up for the Warriors. Butler with the ball. Picked up by Davis. Curry passes to Butler. Pass to post. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. And the Warriors lead by 2. Irving against Butler. No good from Irving.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
It's stolen by Davis. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Here's Washington. That one goes. Counted.
Now, even with that shoot-first mindset, Klay Thompson willing and able to make a great pass.
Butler against Thompson. Butler kicks to Kuminga. Off target from three-point range.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Davis. Davis owning the inside.
Stepping up. Davis is a fantastic option late. You know with that height and skill set, he's going to get a good look. And Butler, no stranger to these pressure situations. A big-time gamer who knows how to take over on key possessions.
Around 2 minutes into overtime now. It's been a good one.
Guys, it doesn't get much bigger than that. Irving coming up huge right there with the bucket.
Thompson against Butler. Five on the clock. Butler drives it in and dunks it home.
Jimmy Butler loves to rise to the occasion, sticks it right in the defense's face.
Davis setting the pick for Irving. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Points are an absolute must here.
And no time to waste. Not at this point in the game.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And that's an intentional foul.
Thompson, third personal foul. Second team foul.
It's Curry outside. Count it! A tremendous three to tie it up.
Nobody you want taking that shot more than Steph Curry. What a pressure player.
Irving passes to Lively. For the win. Oh, and a chance to win the game, but the last second shot is offline. And so we are tied again. And with another overtime in front of us, the question is, who will blink first? Nobody wants to give in. And a lot of pride now on the line. Now Curry. Butler in the corner. Kuminga sends a screen for Butler. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
If you want to check Jimmy Butler, you better be ready to compete. This guy is always playing hard.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
Should be a 2-point lead, but they'll be satisfied to have edged into the lead.
And here we go. Fast break. Curry's got it. Butler deciding where to go with it. Pass to post. 5 to shoot. Count it. Good. Post has got 4 points this quarter.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Davis with a screen on Curry. Trains the three-pointer. Irving's got the game tied up here for the Mavs.
How about the athleticism? Kyrie stops on a dime, knocks it in. Some of the best breaks in the league.
And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That's his fourth foul of the contest.
And clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early, and just one more will put him over the limit.
Butler against Thompson. Pass to post. And it's Curry at the elbow. Here's Green. Good. Nice job down low. And the Warriors lead by 2.
Well, Draymond Green can dole out as much punishment as he receives, and right there goes into the teeth of the defense.
Here's Davis. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. 14 points for Anthony Davis.
Unselfishness can be infectious. Terrific teamwork.
Here's Butler. And the call on the shot. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. We have to now review the personal foul in question.
At the line for the Warriors, Jimmy Butler. 2 shots. The play will be reviewed from the NBA Warriors.
Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Boy, when you think about what Daniel Gafford brings to the floor, it's length, it's athleticism, it's the vertical threat at the rim. But for me, it's about grit and toughness, too.
Thompson against Butler. Kuminga sends a screen for Butler. Outside, Green. Pass to post. Golden State moving it around. Inside. Yes!
Now, Jimmy Butler is an unselfish teammate. This guy loves to get his teammates involved.
Davis down low. He's against Green. Davis with a screen on Curry. To the inside. Money!
And with all the different things he does, you expect AD to put up points every night. He's a lot to handle.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. They kick it out to Green. Outside, Kuminga. Rebounded by Gafford. And they go to the intentional foul.
First personal foul. Third team foul. Shooting foul.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game. And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for Golden State. Outside Butler. The tray. Right between the eyes. And oh, that was an enormous 3-pointer.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor space.
And right now, Greg, he is doing a great job delivering for this team, productive and efficient.
Outside Irving for the win. It's good! Buries the game-winning shot!
And he wins it.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke.